Hello everyone, welcome to the political science tutorial. This is the one place to learn everything about political science. This channel will help you all with all the concepts of political science as well as theories in both English and Hindi. So spread a word regarding this channel. Hello and welcome to this new tutorial. This is in a continuation of the topic called historical background of understanding and composition and functioning of Indian Constitution. So in my last tutorial we have discussed about the company rule which began in India from 1773 to 1858, and under that company rule we have talked about the first act which the British government introduced in India in order to control and regulate the affairs of company rule in India, and they did that with the first act of regulating act of 1773. And this act, regulating act of 1773, we have discussed in detail, and the link to this tutorial you'll find in the description box below as well as on the I button on top. Now today in this tutorial we will continue to understand and learn the second act of 1784, which again British government introduced in India in order to carry out the functioning of the company rule in India. And this second act which British government introduced to carry out the functioning of the company rule is the Pitt's India Act of 1784, and precisely in this tutorial I will discuss about this act in detail. आप सबका स्वागत है इस न्यू ट्यूटोरियल में. ये पार्ट 2 है ऑफ द हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड ऑफ कंपोजिशन एंड फंक्शनिंग ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. लास्ट ट्यूटोरियल में हमने कंपनी रूल के बारे में डिस्कस किया और उसी के रेफरेंस के थ्रू वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट ऑफ 1773, और ये दूसरा पार्ट है कंपनी रूल का कि कंपनी ने इंडिया में कैसे रूल किया. और ये दूसरा पार्ट बेसिकली फोकस करेगा पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट ऑफ 1784, जो फिर से ब्रिटिश सरकार ने लागू किया भारत में, और इस एक्ट के थ्रू कंपनी का कामकाज और फंक्शनिंग को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए कैरी फॉरवर्ड किया. तो फिर चलिए शुरू करते हैं द सेकेंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक्ट, द पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट ऑफ 1784. Well, the British Prime Minister William Pitts passed this very important act in 1784, and therefore this act is named after him as Pitt's India Act of 1784. Now, following are the important features of this act, and once we go through this feature we will understand that exactly what was mentioned in this act and how British government continued to rule in India, and how British East India Company especially continued to maintain its dominance in India. So the first very important feature which talks about this new act is this, that it distinguished between the commercial and political functions of the company. The first very important part of this new act is that they made a distinction between the commercial functioning of the company as well as political functioning of the company. Now so far, if you remember in the last act which British passed, regulating act of 1773, there was no specification as far as companies functioning in commercial area or a political area is concerned. But now they have felt that there has to be a distinction has to be made in order to understand how company is going to function in its commercial aspects, and what are the role and what are the functions a company will perform when it comes to political functions. So therefore this is the first very important point which was introduced in this act in order to bring a distinction between the commercial activities of the company and political activities. जो सबसे पहला मुद्दा यहाँ पर आता है इस एक्ट के अंतर्गत, ये वो है कि पहली बार जो कंपनी का जो कमर्शियल जो फंक्शनिंग उसकी रहेगी, जो ट्रेड करेंगे या फिर जो डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व इनटू ट्रेडिंग एंड इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्टिंग, और दूसरा जो है वो है उसका पॉलिटिकल फंक्शंस, कि उसका पॉलिटिकल फंक्शंस क्या रहेंगे। इसके पहले जो हमने देखा था एक्ट ऑफ 1773, वहाँ पर कोई भी ऐसा डिस्टिंक्शन नहीं बनाया था। कंपनी वॉज गिवन सम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड कंपनी वॉज आंसरेबल टू द ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट बैक इन इंग्लैंड। यहाँ पर पहली बार अंडर पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट 1784 में उन्होंने पहली बार ये डिस्टिंक्शन को अप्लाई किया कि ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी जो रहेगी उसका कमर्शियल फंक्शनिंग डिफरेंट रहेगा और उसका पॉलिटिकल फंक्शनिंग डिफरेंट रहेगा। सो दिस इज़ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फर्स्ट पॉइंट अंडर द पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट ऑफ 1784 which was introduced by the then Prime Minister of England called William Pitts. And the first very important feature is that they made a distinction between the commercial functioning of the company and political functioning of the company. Second very important feature of this act is that it allowed the court of director to manage the commercial affairs but created a new body called Board of Control to manage the political affairs, and thus it established a system of double government. So to carry out this distinction between and to carry out this individual functioning of commercial as well as political functions, under this act they created two board of management. Basically they created a court of director whose responsibilities will be just to carry out commercial affairs of the company, and they created a new body called Board of Controls, and the responsibility of Board of Control is to manage the political affairs. So with this feature it is clearly been specified here and clearly been mentioned that the court of director will manage only commercial affairs and they will not interfere into the political affairs, and as far as political affairs of the company is concerned, it would be controlled by Board of Controls. And this is how they introduced something called double government in India under East India Company under this Pitt India Act of 1784. दूसरा जो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट यहाँ पर ये है कि इस एक्ट के अनुसार जब उन्होंने डिस्टिंग्विश करना शुरू किया कि कंपनी का कमर्शियल एक्टिविटीज़ ये रहेंगी और कंपनी का पॉलिटिकल फंक्शनिंग ये रहेंगे, तो उसके अनुसार दे अलाउड टू हैव कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स, और कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स जो रहेंगे बेसिकली द गवर्निंग बॉडी ऑफ द कंपनी, वो सारे लोग सिर्फ कमर्शियल अफेयर्स के ऊपर फोकस करेंगे। और उन्होंने एक नया बोर्ड तैयार किया, नया बॉडी तैयार किया और उसको नाम दिया बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल, और ये बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल विल मैनेज ओनली पॉलिटिकल अफेयर्स। सो इस तरह से पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट ऑफ 1784 के अंतर्गत दे क्रिएटेड टू बोर्ड्स, उन्होंने दो बोर्ड्स बनाए, एक कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर जो कि पूरा कमर्शियल अफेयर्स के ऊपर फोकस करेगा और बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल जो पूरा पॉलिटिकल अफेयर्स के ऊपर फोकस करेगा। और इसके तहत ब्रिटिश सरकार ने डबल सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट को इंट्रोड्यूस किया भारत में। मूविंग ऑन टू दी थर्ड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर that it empowers the Board of Control to supervise and direct all operations of the civil and military government or revenues of the British possession in India. So through this act, the very important power which gave to Board of Control is to supervise and direct all the operations when it comes to civil operations or military operations in India. That means all the civil and military operations now are going to be controlled by Board of Controls and not anymore Court of Directors. Court of Director, as we have discussed about, they will just going to look into the issues of commercial affairs, और इसके अंतर्गत बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल को एक पावर दिया कि वो जो सिविल ऑपरेशंस रहेंगे या फिर मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस रहेंगे या फिर रेवेन्यूज़ जो ब्रिटिश का रहेगा उस देश में, इंडिया में, वो सब कुछ सुपरवाइज और डायरेक्ट करने का अधिकार बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल को दिया गया। और इसके तहत न्यू रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल को दे दी गई। और हमें यहाँ पर ये भी समझना है कि इसके थ्रू दिस एक्ट कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर को सिर्फ कमर्शियल एरियाज़ के ऊपर फोकस करने को मजबूर किया और बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल को सिर्फ सिविल एंड मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस को सुपरवाइज या कंट्रोल करने का अधिकार दिया। सो एंड ऑफ द डे दस द एक्ट वॉज सिग्निफिकेंट फॉर टू रीज़न। सो अंत में ये जो एक्ट पास हुआ और इम्प्लीमेंट किया उसके दो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रीज़न है। फर्स्ट, द कंपनी टेरिटरीज इन इंडिया were for the first time called British possession in India, और दूसरा, the British government was given the supreme control over companies' affairs and its administration in India. So, thus the act was very important, very significant for two reasons. First, the company's territory in India were for the first time called the British possession in India. They accepted that there are territories of British in India and this territory will be called as a British possession in India. And second, with this act the British government was given a supreme control over all the affairs of the companies as well as its administration in India. So in short, now the company is more precisely been controlled by the British government through this act. So this is all about how the Pitt's India Act of 1784 was implemented, and these are the things which they achieved over a period of time. So I hope you have understood the second very important act under the company rule that enable company to carry on their operations and functioning in India. So in next tutorial we shall talk about the third very important act called Charters Act of 1833. So I'll see you soon in next tutorial. Till then, take care.